was the best one yet. Was it you, me, or the hammock?
I vote for me.
I vote for the hammock.
Where you going?
Taking a shower. You gotta try it sometime.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tracy Savage, Debbie from Friday the 13th, Part 3. You are watching Death Curse Society.
Rock and roll! 6 o'clock already, it was just in the middle of a dream. I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. But I can't be late, 'cause then I guess I just won't get paid. These are the days when you wish your bed was already made. It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. Why I don't have to run day. It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. It's just another manic Monday.
Woo! Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday Maniacs, another time from Death Curse Society. I'm Red Crank, that's Zigzag, and that's the Colonel. What is up, gentlemen?
Fuck yeah.
Another fucking wonderful Monday, and Zag, why are your knuckles so fucking hairy?
Well, you know,
Well, at least not the knuckles, but you know.
my vision's going too. So what does that tell you?
Okay. Jeez, really?
We just keep raising the bar on derailing the program. Like
Right out of the gate, we got to break it out like that? Come on, man.
I'm all self-conscious about my knuckles now, man.
We're getting fucking loose because tonight's a big fucking night.
Yes.
That's right. We got a lot going on tonight. It's gonna be a little different than what we normally have done in the past, but we do have a lot going on. We're gonna be chatting about a film that drops tomorrow on video on demand. It is Camp Pleasant Lake, ladies and gentlemen, from writer-director Thomas Walton. He will be joining us here shortly. We got a little bit of business to take care of first, of course, as usual, and then we'll have the one of the stars of it, Jonathan Lipnicki. And as an added bonus, at the end of that, we're going to bring our buddy in, Orlando Rodriguez, who's also in the film, just to chat about his time with it. And, you know, it's been a while. We haven't had Orlando on the show since Curse Your Luck way back in the day.
Way back when.
So he was one of the first ones, wasn't he, on Curse Your Luck?
He may have even.
I think so. I think he's on, what, the second show?
Second
show,
one.
maybe. Yeah, second show, maybe. So it's going to be a fun night, but I think we're going to have each of these people on like individually. We're not going to have them on all as a group as we have in the past. So it's going to be, we're hoping schedules are good and solid. And yeah.
It's cool. I mean, hey, man, it's a slasher, an independent, and we're here to do what we can to make people aware of it. Because, as you know, we love the slashers here, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Looks like some of the people are coming in. There's our old buddy Tommy Click. What's up, Tommy?
Tommy Click in the house. What's up, brother?
Welcome back, Tommy. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We got Bill, we got Tarek, we got Gina, we got the Dr. Smiley, we got Grizzly.
10,000.
BK, yes, I gotta post this one. This is too good. BK says, wore my DCS hoodie to the Municipal Waste Show on Friday. Told the security guard I was there to film for the DCS, and they let me stand on the stairs with my camera shooting video and kicked everyone else off. Suckers.
See that? Now we're going to get a rep here somewhere.
I know.
Hey, who are you? Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry,
Good seeing you,
PK. We heard the hustle was in, and my brother comes through again, talked them right into the VIP.
Oh, of course.
Talked them right in. They were within seconds. They were in there with seats, with beers, all lined up.
Right.
Front row, dude.
Again, it's fucking amazing to see in person. It's like fucking wow.
I almost went to that, man, and then I was just too fucking burned, man. It's too burned. Just can't do it right now. No energy for any of that shit right now.
Yeah. There's Raymond. There's Angie. There's Kristen. What's up, Kristen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Angie, too. It's Angie's birthday today.
Oh, is it? Well, happy birthday. Angie.
The big 21.
Nice. Again.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, happy birthday, Angie. But yes, we will get into Camp Pleasant Lake here in just a few minutes. We got to take care of some business, of course. So let's move on over here. I wish these were in different spots, but as usual, we have to thank our members. And first off, of course, thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD Mags, and Tyrone, our Crazy Ralphs, Rick and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, woo, the newest ones, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, and JJ. Thank you, guys. And, of course, to become a member, you can check out our website at deathcursesociety.com, where we have all the information that you need on a regular basis. And, check out the membership page and join us. And, of course, nothing would be the same without our associate producer, C. Faze. Let's bring him in. He's in the background. What's up, Faze?
What is up?
You ready for this?
Yeah, it should be fun.
The interviews are always good.
Oh, yes.
Interviews are always
If you
fun.
back-to-back ones, it should be fun.
It is a strength.
Yeah, this is going to be. Yeah, it is. You think this is going to be better that we do them one-on-one, or do you like them as the group?
I don't know, man. These are okay. I guess you're keeping me. So
He was
We
making
want to know,
his
man. We want to know.
We really want to know, Faze.
I don't know. It really depends on the person, I guess. I mean, some of the group ones have been excellent. I mean, so I don't know.
think. Yeah, we haven't really, aside from having solo guests on, we haven't really done it like this. But it's fine. We've had people come in late. You know, remember Deborah Vore? He showed up late to that one.
Right.
Hopped in, so we'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know, they got to deal with the gang mentality. All three of us attacking from all sides.
Yeah. Do you have a question that you want asked and answered from this group phase?
I'm not really sure. You're a motherfucker.
There we go.
Dude, he fucked up. He knew it was coming.
He motherfuckered you too. That's
He
brilliant.
did. I hit the wrong button. Had to cut him off. But I like the curveball though. Like throwing it, letting him actually answer the question because he wasn't ready.
He's wise to your shenanigans, right? Now he's got to have something to say, and he won't know when it's coming. So,
oh, that was funny. He was not ready, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
not at all.
not at all.
just like you're not
All right.
ready for this.
No, you're not. So, guys, Camp Pleasant Lake is in select theaters and on demand starting tomorrow. And actually, it's in some theaters tonight. There's some premieres tonight, and that's one of the reasons why we have to go ahead and let me find the right cue here. We're going to shift down here. We're going to move this over here. And there we go. Yeah, everything's kind of in a shifty kind of mood here tonight. So,
All right.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest,
Get him on in here.
the writer-director of the upcoming Camp Pleasant Lake, Mr. Thomas Walton. Thomas, welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
What's up, gents?
Hey,
What's up, Thomas?
Good. I'm Red Crank, by the way. I'm the one you've been talking to. There it is.
Dude, that mask is so fucking sweet, man.
Hold on. There
This
we
is-
go.
This
We're
is the
gonna get-
original This is the original mask, worn by
Nice.
Jonathan Lipnicki. It's actually autographed up here. So save this in my office. I'm in Hollywood right now. In my office. So got
Very
this as
cool.
my keepsake.
There you go. Yeah, well, the director always gets to keep something
yes.
cool.
you know, you see these other slashers come up, people walk off with a mask and stuff like that. So shit, you never know. To have the original like that. And I want to get into the selection of that design too, if we can, a little later, if we have the time. So But very cool mask.
That's
Thank
fucking
you.
sweet.
Absolutely. Now you've got a premiere to go to here in just a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm meeting some of the actors up in Simi Valley, California. The theater sold out. Actually, I think it's like 2 or 3 seats left, but
Okay.
pretty cool. So the one little girl who's in the film, not going to give any spoilers, but her and her family came in, and then it's a couple of the other actors. Bonnie was going to try to make it, but she got booked from other stuff. And then Lipnicki, who's going to be joining us in a bit, is I believe in Oklahoma City. So it's cool. You know, it's cool to be there with some horror fans. I wish I was back home. It's playing in Philly, my hometown, which is half sold out too. But I'm here working. I got to do what I got to do in LA.
Yeah.
Hey.
So wait, Jonathan is in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That or Dallas. He's somewhere. He's traveling somewhere.
Okay. Well, he's kind of close to me. I'm in Oklahoma, so
Oh, nice.
I'll tell him hello Oklahoma style when he gets here.
Just a heads up, Oklahoma is always the word of the day on this show. Someone always perks up. You go,
Yeah. He's there for a day. I think he's there till like Wednesday traveling or con or something. I forget what he told me.
All right. Well, cool. Well, first off, tell us a little bit about Camp Pleasant Lake and where did you get the story for this? Because we've heard this has like a little bit of a new twist on the classic slasher formula. So we'll start there.
Well, I've always been a movie fan growing up and a horror guy. So, my favorite movie growing up was Jaws, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I wanted to try to make something epic with a slasher but funny feel to it. The mask was something special to me. The mask, here's the thing with a problem with some of the horror films and some of the iconic ones is there's no meaning behind the mask. And Freddy Krueger, there is a meaning. He got burnt. That's why his face is like that. In Camp Pleasant Lake, which a lot of critics ain't picking up on, which I think they should, and think, here's the, horror films and horror, sometimes fans just want to see a slasher, kill, 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 kill. I make one of those films, kill, 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 and they say, oh, Tom didn't give us a story, blah, 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 blah. And then now I finally give someone a backstory, and they say it's too much of a backstory, they need more kills. So it's always hard to sometimes appease and please everyone, especially critics. But what I wanted to do with the mask was give it a story and a feeling. So what happens is the little girl grows up with tons of anxiety. She hears her family, her mom and dad, always arguing. So she kind of secludes to her bedroom and she sings a song. I don't know if people picked up on this, but she's singing this little light of mine. She's humming the words. I'm gonna let it shine. So I don't know if any of you guys ever dealt with anxiety, but growing up, the anxiety I grew up with, I always sung songs to me to make me feel like I was in a different place or worldly, whatever.
Kind of close out the world around you.
Exactly. So that's how I started becoming a creative. So her humming these songs makes her feel like she's not in that moment and she's wherever she needs to be. So when she's sitting there with the mask, there's a part of the movie when she's drawing her costume because her parents are like, look, we have to go to grown-up camp this weekend, which is really marriage counseling for them. And as they say, to you and your little brother Jasper, we're going to take you to a horror camp. And at this horror camp, she decides to make her own costume. She wants to be creative with it. The original concept of the movie, it's supposed to be a smiley face. And it was supposed to be a mask like this, yellow, and it's a smiley face. And what happens is she can hear all the screaming going on. And on the left side, she's drawing the smiley face. And then there's a crash and a bottle of wine breaks. And then she messes up and then draws, like that sad face. So it's supposed to be a curved face. And I don't know if people are picking up on that, but it's like, I don't know how you can. So when she goes to this horror camp, the one guy, Mike, makes fun of her and says, what are you supposed to be? Like, cause it's like, what's up with the mask? It's crooked. And he goes, what are you supposed to be? She goes, I'm supposed to be happy. And he takes the mask off her, he kicks it and breaks it in half. And that's how later you see the stitches here, the killer puts it back together. So I give this backstory to her because I want people to also identify with this little girl who's going through this anxiety because too many people ain't addressing issues in movies and horror and stuff like that that these kids can go through with that. I get it. Like I said, a lot of horror fans just want to see Terrifier, which is fine. I could have made a movie like that, man. I could have killed everyone. I killed 45 people in this. I could have killed 45 people with no meaning behind it, but I wanted to. I wanted to put some kind of a story because I'm a creative guy. And I worked with the budget I had in place. It's filmmaking's tough. A lot of people think, every movie's going to have a $10 million budget like Scream. I've worked on bigger budgets. I've worked on lower budgets. And that's what critics and people don't take that in consideration. But it's okay. We all find our niche in this genre. I love the horror world. So that's how the idea came up, just dealing with my own personal anxieties growing up. And I wanted to be a little kid again and tell that story from a kid's standpoint, going into a fun slasher subgenre.
I got you. Well, a lot of you kind of brought this up already, but a lot of moviegoers will say, oh, this is just another slasher like Jason or Michael. It can't be that different. What do you want to say to people like that who seem like they won't even give the film a chance before it's even come out? What would you say to them?
Well, watch the story and just listen to what I'm saying right now. I just, it came from a kid's perspective, how this kid's going through anxiety and being dropped off at a horror camp while her parents are going away to try to salvage their relationship, and they wind up getting murdered. And then from being murdered, this little girl gets kidnapped. And I wanted to throw some iconic characters in there. Bonnie Aarons. Bonnie's a dear friend of mine. Bonnie was turning down a lot of gigs and a lot of work. She was sticking to the nun and stuff like that. And she came and did this favor for me to be in this movie, which meant a lot to me. And she let me, do an iconic scene with her. I don't want to give it away, but Bonnie, there's some gory shit that happens in here. And Bonnie's at the, who's the one usually being the dominant, scary force. She's on the opposite side of that. So you just have to watch the movie to find out. But I wanted to throw those elements in there and use that's not going to happen. Bonnie's not going to let people do that to her. Shit that she didn't let me do it because we're family. So I want the horror fans to take that in consideration here. Is this live?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes.
I was going to say what happened, but I don't want people to. I mean, I can say it. I don't.
Nope.
I don't want.
Don't give anything away.
Nope.
Okay. But I want people to take it from a story perspective, not just a slasher. I mean, I think what Terrifier guys did was amazing. What Damien Leone did for a couple $100,000 and made $11 million, man. I think that's genius, and I applaud him. But also, I just didn't want to go in and just slash people and kill people. I wanted to put some kind of a base and a story behind this. And see, we'll see what happens. Some people are thinking it's comedy based in with horror. It's a little bit of everything. It's kind of taking a little poke at, people are saying, is he taking a little poke at horror? It's not really that. It's kind of like these characters, they think they're here to get an experience, paying this big sum to see what happened 20 years earlier, that what happens in this Michael Pere's character is seeing it. He's a rich guy. He's seeing it as a money standpoint. Him and his wife can open a horror camp and absorb money of large sums of funds to bring these campers here, and they're here thinking they're witnessing like a theatrical version of what happened to this girl 20 years earlier, but it's really they're there and some shit goes down. A lot of reviews are saying, oh, it's a great idea, blah, blah, blah. They wish it could have been orchestrated, done differently. But, everyone has an opinion, and it's just it's getting some really good reviews, and it's getting some, little backlight. It always happens. Scream, the greats always go through that. I'm not trying to be the genius of slashers. I think this can find its audience. It'll be cool if it found a little following. I'm not trying to be the next Jason Voorhees here, but I definitely think I have a cool mask here that was created, and I think there's definitely a unique story here. And I think what happened is it was a little movie that got picked up, and and it's getting some press. It's getting a ton of press. And
got 2,500 watchers already on IMDb that we were talking about the other day, and that's pretty good for an indie that hasn't even come out yet, basically, except for a couple of screenings here and there, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's phenomenal.
Ziggy, I think you wanted to ask about the mask, so
I just let me switch over to my questions here. Let's see. Yes. it's super cool and creepy for sure. I like that, and I love the fact that you're basing kind of the story. It's worked right into the fabric of the story. That's going to be cool. That's unique and original, I think. So you've got something there. How many designs did you go through before settling on that one? What did you? What were some other ones?
Probably went through like 6 to 8 months of designs. Wow. I wanted to write. I started writing this thing. Usually I can bang out scripts in like 1-2 weeks. You know, I've been a script writer a long time, but I put a lot of back and forth into this story. So originally I had the concept, you know, wasn't as cool as this. You know, I had the concept built from the script, how the little girl was, you know, humming the song, and then when she hears her parents fight, when the wine bottle drops, you know, she does the happy to a sad face. It's very important that the horror fans understand why I did that, because of the parents fighting. There's that story there that, you know, hopefully, you know, the viewers pick up on this and can hear what I'm saying as the creator, not just, you know, coming in as a slasher why she made a mask. So that originated from there. And then from there, I just started drawing it up, and I'm not the best drawer in the world. I can freehand, and I'm okay at it. So I got another guy. So I went to one of my buddies and I said, "Hey man, do me a favor. Look at this concept I got. Come up with a drawing." He did it. It started to come alive a little bit. I saw the baby growing. Went to another guy. He took a stab at it. So it was just people that I was hiring that were actually expertise at drawings. And this one guy, Dan, out of Colorado, came up with a stab. I was like, all right, cool. He was a comic guy. And I was like, all right, it's coming more and more and more, you know, based on these ideas I had. And then I went to this one gentleman who worked on a Friday the 13th, maybe Friday the 13th versus Jason, or Jason versus Freddy. He made the iconic mask. You know, I paid a lot for these masks. These were, I'm not going to say how much, but they were a ton to make. And then another guy, Eric Fox, came in, who's on some sci-fi show. It's got really popular again on Netflix. I'm gonna give Eric a shout out because that's my boy. And he made the mask for me, like more replicas for it to give to some horror fans. So a lot of times if I'm in LA, I'll keep 5 of these in my car. And one time I was at Verizon getting a phone, and the guy was like, "Hey, you know, my daughter's such a huge horror fan." I went and just gave him one. You know, nice. I'm very, you know, I think giving back to people is a blessing, and I'm a very spiritual guy. So, you know, that's where that concept came from the anxieties and stuff like that. But I didn't think, you know, it's pretty iconic, I think.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks great. Bill actually wants to know, hey Tom, if I may call you that, where can we get one of those masks?
Well, I'm trying, you know, we'll see how the movie does, and maybe if I can cut some kind of deal with like a Party City or something like that. Now I did make some masks. Like I made some cool things for horror fans. Like I made these metal posters here. You know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's not even the mask. This was like the original prototype mask that we made, and then the distribution, Despop Entertainment, Twin Globals made their posters, which I love, and I think they did an amazing job. Shout out to Despop. Yeah, this one I made about 20 or 25 of these, and I kept 1 or 2 for myself. And to be honest with you, man, just, you know, I'm all about a feeling. And if someone, you know, I feel like that would really appreciate this mask or something like that. Like this one dude gave me a really dope, cool review, and he said he was a big fan of the movie. I said, give me your address. I'm going to send you something. So sometimes like that, man, I just do that. You know, if I think it's a fan not trying to like make money off it, or just like really is a fan of the film, I would, you know, I'll say, give me your address. I'm just going to give you one.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah.
So send me a message on Instagram.
There you go.
He can tell me, and we'll see. You know, see if he likes the film.
Yeah.
There you go, Bill.
Colonel, you got a question?
Yeah, I'm going to jump a little ahead on our questions, but we're backtracking a little bit, Thomas. You're talking about, you know, it was nice as your film gained some traction, and there's enough negativity in the online world today. I like positivity. I like to see people succeed. So just a few days ago, you're walking down Sunset Boulevard and you saw a billboard with your movie on it.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Hold on.
I told you, that's why I said I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
Boom. There it is.
Boom, there we go.
There it is.
What was that feeling like, man? Because that had to be fucking amazing.
It was cool, man, because it's right down, it's right down from, where I'm at all the time in Hollywood. I've been back and forth to Hollywood for a long time since like '09. And it's kind of like, one of the surreal moments. You just got to sit back and say, thank you for what you have. Too many people, look at a place where they're at in their life and they don't appreciate what you have. Even though that came up, man, it's been a lot of struggle to get where I'm at as a filmmaker and a businessman. So it was a cool moment. It definitely still is. It's up for the next, I think, month. They might run it a little longer, but it's also cool to see the actors go there, like Kelly Lynn Ryder. Um, who's in the movie. She plays older Echo, went and saw it, and she all had like tears in her eyes going to see that. And she said it was a bucket list moment. So the little girl, Lacey, who plays her as a little kid, like she went there and with her family, her and like 13 family members came in. So it's not me, it's for everyone. So to see the joy on the cast and crew that have been going by, seeing that, that's the joy that it brings to that brings to me.
Nice.
I mean, even just getting it in theaters for a couple of days that's pretty fucking monumental, man. That is a great accomplishment as well, And
Thank you.
I'm hoping I haven't checked this is nationwide everywhere.
I mean, where are you
Yeah,
located?
video
I'm
on
in
demand.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Well,
It's for some reason it's in Texas a lot, man. It's like in 10, 12 theaters in Texas and like 3 in California. It's in 1 in Philly, back where I'm from. Shout out to all my Philly people, born and raised. I don't know, Florida. So I don't know if it's
I'll
in
look,
Detroit, but
because we got a couple of art house movies around here theaters that do get these type of movies all the time. So I mean, if it's in Michigan somewhere and it's in my vicinity, I'll find it. If not, I'll on demand it. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
we made a deal with Studio Movie Grill. So that's the deal we made with us, me and Jared, and our distributors. So whatever Studio Movie Grills, that's the movies that picked it up.
All right. Yeah, that'll help. That'll help for sure.
I'm planning on watching it tomorrow on Vudu. So that's
sweet.
at least my plan. So
this will be my Saturday night movie when I can get the kids to bed and I don't have to get up early as fuck for work the next day. This is my Saturday night. I'm gonna have my popcorn and my water and be ready to go.
Oh, sweet.
You already mentioned some of the cast. This film has a great cast featuring several horror staples: Bonnie Aarons, Michael Paré, Andrew Divoff, Jonathan Lipnicki. How do you approach directing these established actors and get the performances you want out of them when you might have grown up as a fan, like when you were younger?
I've been in this business a long time, so I can
You've broken that off already?
Yeah, I can separate that. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. There's some people I see and I just admire their work. I look at a difference between admiring someone and being a fan. Being a fan's great. I've been I'm a huge football fan. I see like the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm like, oh my god. But it's kind of like it's a business too. It's a business where this is what I do full time, and I have to treat it like that, because if I go up to like someone like a Bonnie or something like that, they might see me that way instead of seeing me as like a director. So I got to come off, like, this is what I want, that, and that. So it's a good question. But for me, I was lucky that, most of these people I was already established friendships with. I already established a friendship with Bonnie, and I earned her trust and I earned her friendship. Lipnicki, I established a friendship with my business partner, Jared, who called him in and said, look, John, you want to do this role? And then me and Johnny got really close. Robert Lasardo, same thing. I worked with Robert before. I worked with him after that. Michael Paré was the first time that I worked with him, but me and him just hit it off. He wanted to come over to our studio. Me and my business partners own a movie studio. Shout out Los Angeles Studios.
Yep.
So he came over here, and was just the thing. He wanted to talk to me. He wanted to feel the project, read it. He enjoyed it, and they kind of just went from there. So all these iconic people came into it, and kind of just like, a little snowball effect after that. One signs on, one, another one believes in the project. So, but they also believed in the script and believed in us as a company, believed in the rest of the crew, our producers, and I guess myself as a director.
Okay. All right. Well, this is your third feature film. What did you learn along the way with Room 9? And then also They Turned Us Into Killers that helped elevate your filmmaking skills for Camp Pleasant Lake? And also for any aspiring filmmakers watching, is there any advice you would give of things to avoid early on in the career or aspects to aim for?
I mean, you just grow as a filmmaker, you know, with anything, there's budgets, there's budget restraints. Obviously, the more money you have, the more cooler things you can do. You know, I've made movies on a shoestring budget. You know, I did 1,000 short films growing up. You know, you do it for the love of cinema. You know, you make movies to make movies, and then the more movies you make, you get better as a filmmaker. But obviously, the more funds you have, the more you can create. So, you know, if you have a dream, just go for it. You know, I've had this dream about doing film since I was a little kid, you know, at a very early age, and I just never gave up. And what I say to filmmakers or other aspiring actors or other aspiring people that's in the business, you know, I say to them, hey man, if a spear or something came down to you, say if you're 20 years old, and they said, hey man, you know, say it was God that came down to them and said, hey, you'll make it in this business, but you got to wait 20 years. These next 20 years, you got to work hard, hold 10 jobs, work, and go through hell to get where you're at. Would you still want to do it? Because that's what happened to me, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, just been plenty of times in my life where I've worked a million jobs 7 days a week to get where I'm at, you know, and that's where, you know, I'm humble. And, you know, as you guys can hear by I speak a lot of not like, getting where I became now. I don't think you should speak about your success first. Speak about your journey along the way, your hiccups, your failures, because, you know, we're all human beings,
Right.
you know?
Right. Well, speaking of human beings, we have another human being waiting in the wings here. So that's probably the worst intro he's ever gotten so far.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, dude.
That was pretty bad. All right. But let's bring him in. You know him from years back, but he's back in roles now. Let's get Jonathan Lipnicki in here. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jonathan Lipnicki here, real life human being. Good to be here.
See, it works perfect.
How's everybody doing?
How you doing? Thomas was saying you are in Oklahoma possibly.
Yes, I am in Oklahoma City. That's where I live.
Oh, well,
neighbors.
I'm in Stillwater, right up the road, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Pleasure to meet you.
Now, many viewers, of course, know you from your child star days, but when you've grown up, you've adapted your adult life to accept more challenging and non-conforming roles, especially in horror films.
Yeah.
Like Camp Pleasant Lake. And I recently watched Broil last night, which was excellent. A very different take.
Fun.
Yeah. Was this different approach intentional in nature for you, or did it just come naturally as your acting progressed?
You know, it's interesting. Like as an actor, there's, unless you are in that 0.001%, you don't have that much control over your own work unless you are creating it. I'm very lucky where I've worked with some great people, Jared Safier being one who I've worked with numerous times. And, you know, this came my way, and I got to talk on the phone with Tom over here. And it's interesting because Broil, like, I'm glad you saw that because these are very different performances.
Yes.
And they're both intentional in their own ways. I'm going to try not to like spoil too much because people are going to see it. But there's a certain element I brought to this that was a lot less controlled than Broil. This was also equally as intentional, but at the end of the day, I have so much fun doing this, and through the ups and the downs and the all arounds of you know, trying to pursue a career in film, you know. I had so much fun with Thomas and with, you know, Jared and with the cast, and getting to work with your friends is just, it's amazing. It was right when I was about to move out of Los Angeles. I'd made the decision to leave, and it was kind of a great way to see off that chapter of my life, you know? And yeah, it just, long story, long answer, long. Yeah, it was, I mean, everything I do as far as, the work is intentional in how I set it up, but I believe that within your work, there's an element of surprise you have to keep. And a lot of stuff, you know, just popped up, and I rolled with it throughout filming, and, you know, had a blast.
I got you. I do want to talk to you a little bit more about that role in Broil later, but we'll save that for a little bit. But Thomas, I know you. Looking at the clock, it's about time for you to cut out. But last question I had for you was, what do you have next? Because it looks like you got two features you're working on: RSVP and A Murderer on Memory Lane, and then also a TV series, The Dope Unit or DOPE Unit. What can you share about these projects, and when can we see them?
I can't share too much about them. RSVP is one that's shot and it will be coming out shortly. And that's kind of like an action horror film. I'm kind of, taking my horror genre that I know about and put it into action. We shot it with our company, Lux Angel Studios, and shout out to all the amazing cast, the crew, Robert Richard and Tasha Mark, the producers, all my business partners, and that should be coming out, I'm hoping, in the next month or two.
Oh, okay.
And and the Dope Unit is a TV series that we developed that I can't say too much on about it, but that should be something very interesting. I think the world's going to really enjoy that.
Do we have a network yet for that?
I can't say.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
stay out of that, Ziggy. Don't ask questions like that.
Inquiring minds, man.
But there's a lot of cool things coming up from us in our studio. Like I said, me and my business partners own Lux Angel Studios out here in Los Angeles, California. We do a lot of cool movies. Johnny knows all the guys, and definitely excited for everything coming up and on our slate. And I think everyone's going to enjoy it.
I got you. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That the DOPE unit sounds intriguing, especially. I was reading about that, and I like the synopsis of that. I'm curious to see what you can do with that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, man, thank you for joining us. First off,
see you later,
and enjoy the. Yeah, I'm working on it. And enjoy the screening.
You can stay on if you want. I love you, brother.
I love you too, bro.
You got to go to your screening, though. I understand.
Yeah, I'm working on a project right now, so I'm finishing this up, and then I got to head up to Simi Valley to do this screening. I wish Johnny was here. I was trying to get some kind of premiere going, but we're working on another project, so I just got caught up with time, and but would have loved to see you, John. I really appreciate you coming on here. I love you, brother. Johnny did a great job. He embraced this role. He did it with passion and love. He did it for us. And that's the greatest thing about it. I could pick up the phone. Johnny's a very busy guy, but I could pick up the phone any day. And, 95% of the time he's going to answer. If, other 5%, he's probably on a movie set. But that's the type of guy he is. And that's the type of friendship that we blossomed into. And, he's a great guy. So, John, I appreciate you doing this interview with the guys doing.
Yeah, love you, brother. Have a good tell me how it goes in Simi Valley. I want to hear about it.
Yep. I will. I'll take some pictures for you.
Okay, right. Please do.
Thanks, Thomas, and we'll see you next time.
Thomas.
Have a good one. All right.
Yeah,
he's such a good guy, man. I love that guy.
I've had a few phone conversations with him over the last couple of weeks, and he's fun to talk to for sure.
Yeah, big heart.
Yep.
You can always tell those guys too that have that extra gear, that extra motor. You know what I mean? Clearly, this guy, he doesn't sleep. I don't think.
No, we've had so many late at night where I'm like, man, I gotta go to bed, brother. I wake up at 5 to lift weights, and we're going into it though, but and just talking film and whatnot, and we've had a bunch of those 2 a.m, 3 a.m talks. Me and that guy.
Nice.
Those 2, 3 a.m. talks really are some of the best talks you can have with your friends, man.
They are.
Exactly. I was giving him. He gives me some life advice. I give him some life advice. We go back and forth. But he's a great dude. I'm so lucky to count him as a collaborator and most importantly as a friend.
Cool. Nice. Well, Colonel, you want to start with another question here for
Jonathan? Sorry. Just going back to the horror roles you've been taking. Is there anything about the horror genre in particular that attracts you to take those roles?
My whole life, I do acting because I want to build bridges between people. We live in a very divisive time, and a lot of people are not getting along about a lot of different things. And I found particularly the horror genre, the fans are amazingly loyal and the feedback is amazing. So you get to actually, I feel like my mission of building bridges is amplified within the horror genre. I think that people really, you really get to, whether they love you or you hate you, you get to build a bridge there. And that's just been my goal as an actor. And, I don't shy away from challenges, and there's been some challenges with working in that genre, and I love the fans. I love the people who love this. It means a lot to me when people watch this, and I do Comic Cons and they come up, and it means something to them, and the fact that like Broil was something I was very proud of, that you want a bunch of people to see it because it's departure from my other work. And
yes,
yeah, if I can continue to build those bridges, I think yeah, I'm not against any genre. I like good material, but I do particularly feel that building of that bridge is amplified in this community.
Okay.
When you're going into a horror movie like this, what's the process of preparing for it, getting your head right for it, as opposed to like doing a drama or a comedy? Or like, what's the differences, the nuances of actually, all right, I got to get into this intense, freaky situation over something that's a little more straightforward?
Yeah, my process just, it doesn't really, I never really think about it as like a genre. It changes every time. Like for me, for Broil, the process, I had a playlist for that character, and I based them off a lot off my stepbrother. My stepbrother is on the spectrum, and the character was originally written on the spectrum, and they originally talk about it, but they cut that part.
Okay.
And so I based a lot of the mannerisms off my stepbrother, who I I love very much. And I had to approach it by staying very generally just kind of open, because I wanted to be very present for the filming of that, because there's something so calculated about that character I play. So I had a playlist that just kind of kept me in a raw place. And the biggest thing is, when you're playing a character like that in Broil, you can't judge them. You have to justify why they do what they do. And so yeah, I just stayed pretty present, and I just kind of, whenever I felt like I was getting too chatty on set, I'd stay a little bit more to myself, because I had to make sure I could stay in it the whole time. And then for Camp Pleasant Lake, it's hard to say it without like ruining, but there's a certain element of play to my character, where to me it's almost like I treated like a comedy.
There's some elements in the trailer that I see that are like, okay, he's having fun there, and I'm not sure.
So I realize that for me, if I look at the character, I'll say is like, it's a very important part of my life, and a very fun, important part. So I wanted to make sure that I had fun. So I had a lot of fun, and I drank a lot of caffeine. It was really late shooting at night, and I had my hookup, man. There's a guy with some energy drinks, but there's an element of play, and there's also an element of, I don't know, naturally some loneliness, because I was going through an interesting part of my life where I decided to leave my home of 32 years, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of pressed the F it button and kind of just went for it. And at the end of the day, some people are really going to like what I did with that character, and some people are going to think it's ridiculous. But I don't really care, because I had such a great time, and no one can take that away from me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you mentioned it, but I really liked how in Broil, how you played that character having, some severe social anxieties, like to an extreme, and it makes sense now that it was written that he was on the spectrum. It was definitely alluded to, but I wish they would have left that into the script element of it. But you made that
I like how they didn't go on the nose with it. I would think that was actually a better choice. But
You
it
think
was,
so?
people, I like that they didn't, it would have, because you don't have to explain things for people. I think they kind of allude to it a little bit, but
Right.
it was just like, I just wanted to do that community justice as well, being so, tied to it as far as having a family member. and so that was one where, man, I was like on a plane the next day when I found out I got it, and I had like 48 hours to like figure out what I was going to do with it. And like, I tied a lot of how I walked in Broil to, like, imagine a metronome in my head. I used to drum. So I had it at a specific beat, like 120, probably off because it was internal. But I tied certain elements to it, and man, I had so much fun with Edward Drake, the director on that, and he gave me a lot of creative license. But I'm glad you dug that, man. Like that one is like, I'm glad you dug it,
man. For those of you that are asking in the comments, it is available on Amazon Prime right now, and I believe Tubi as well. But watch it on Prime. Especially if you're paying for that, watch it.
It'll look better.
It'll look better. Yeah.
And no ads, just
few ads. They're doing the limited ad thing.
Yeah.
You kind of led into this a little bit, but without giving too much away, what can you tell us about Jasper Meadows, the younger brother of Echo, in Camp Pleasant Lake?
What a pleasure to play this person. I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to. Like,
it's hard. I think it's hard.
Right? Like, I don't know which line to ride because there's a lot of things, and it's not what you think.
Well, that's what I mean.
What you think I might give away is not really what it is either. So it's like, what can I say? It's a complicated individual who's been dealing with a lot of stuff, and hey, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff too. So I rolled with the punches, man. So not anything comparatively as significant, but you know what? Sometimes you go and you just press that button and you just go for it, and you have some fun, you lean into it.
All right. Well,
that trailer is built kind of straightforward, but there's clearly there's no way it can be that straight. It's going to be some twists there that don't fit what that trailer showed.
Yeah, and even that, like, I'm like, man, like, I don't know. I don't want people to get the wrong idea and think that they saw everything they need to see in that, because you could think that, but it's not really that, No. So
I think it gives you just about enough. Maybe a touch too much, but not.
I always worry that with modern trailers.
See.
Like me, I would like. I want 30 seconds max. Boom.
Well,
more,
Most of the big ones anymore, they'll give you the entire movie
Yeah.
in 2 minutes.
Oh, like Halloween 2018. Did you do the whole movie before it even came out? Like
we did we did know the whole movie before it came out. We broke down the trailer and then we watched that again after the movie came out, and we were like, we're exactly spot on. Was there a particularly challenging scene that you can tell us about without spoiling too much?
So there's this one part when I decided to do something physical where you think, oh, they probably had a dummy version of that in there. And no, I definitely cut my hands open pretty bad.
Oh man.
So there's that.
I'll
leave that up to you. You'll see what scene and you'll be like, oh wow, he really did that. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went for it. And I was like, oh man, like that's a fair amount of real blood. Cool.
See, this indicates more practical effects, which I like. So
yeah, it was like on the extreme practical. Unintentional practical.
The unintentional practical.
Yeah.
Well, Bill says, hey, we'd love to have you come to Morgan Crypt Horror Fest in September, Jonathan. That would be cool as hell.
I would love that. What yeah. I am on Instagram, or is that like a comic? Is that a Comic-Con?
It's a horror con, yeah.
Horror con. I'd love to be there. Yeah, DM me.
Yeah,
on Instagram, and I'll look out for it. I'd love to do that.
And then Kristen, as you know, being from Oklahoma, I've got the drag races going on outside right now.
Yeah.
Kristen wants to know, Jonathan, are you married? LOL.
No, I'm not married. Single.
Well, unfortunately, Jonathan, she is, and I will call her out because I do know who you are.
Why you asking if you're married? No, I'm not married.
By the way, tell Mike I said hello, Kristen.
Whoa! Wow, scandalous, man.
I want to bring up the actor William Delesk. I hope I'm saying his name right, that plays your younger self in Camp Pleasant Lake.
Yeah.
Were you able to meet and work with him at all to determine any certain characteristics you would carry into the adult version of your character? And did you also give him any advice on how to navigate the sometimes difficult world of acting as a youngster?
Actually, we shot completely different schedules and like time periods. So I was probably sleeping when he was filming. And we didn't really get the time because we shot kind of far. It was a far commute. I would have loved that though, honestly. So I want to give a shout out to that young man. Did a great job. And I wish I was there to collaborate with you on that. Cause I mean, it looks like we did. So he did it. He did his job. He did a great job. And, I'll give you advice right now. If you listen, if you love this, it's going to be hard. Anything worth doing is nearly impossible. But if you love filmmaking, go for it. You're starting at a good age. And, I salute you.
All right. Colonel, or Ziggy, I think you
Ziggy.
I'll finish the thought. It does sound like something Thomas would be very much paying attention to, the mannerisms thing there for sure. So
man. Thomas pays attention to everything. Nothing gets past that guy, man.
All right, let's see. We're down here now.
We're all over the place, actually.
We're kind of jumping.
My question, I'm going back a few questions because I got to know. So just go ahead and you take your time.
Okay.
Well, not too much time.
Yeah. You got something, let's see. I'll just go. I'll shoot you this one I got because I know you were chasing the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. How are we doing in that chase?
I got my black belt before COVID.
Nice.
So right now I'm not training because I have this foot thing that I'm supposed to get surgery on, probably from doing that. It's been bugging me for a while. But I don't know. It's kind of feeling okay. So I might just push it back a little bit. I'm kind of busy. I don't really have 10 weeks to be sitting around, and it feels fine right now. So we'll get it at some point. We'll get it repaired.
And at some point, are we ever going to see you step in a cage somewhere?
Oh, man.
Everybody I don't really have a desire to, man. I mean, I used to think about it more, but it for me, it's like, I love training. I don't really maybe I'll do a jiu-jitsu tournament, but I don't I'm so focused on this that I'm very, it's hard for me to be really content with I'm producing and I'm acting, and I really need to, I have such a goal oriented mind and getting to a certain place in that sometimes I kind of lose track of other stuff in my life.
Going over doing the research, I've noticed other places. Yeah. No, never say never. But right now I'm doing this, But
it's just kind of every year that goes by and my back gets a little bit worse. I'm kind of like, I don't know, more to lose than to gain on that. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll just be like, I want to do it, But right now, I have a lot of stuff that I'm really just trying to get centered in my life, personally and professionally, and so it's not really. I love training though.
Fair enough, and congrats on acquiring the black belt, though.
Thank you so much.
I was curious. I was like, I wonder.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for asking about that.
Well, don't mention what gym or anything you train at, because Kristen might be outside of it next time.
Brother.
I'm just messing with her now.
I have a husband after me, man.
Well, see, you just got a rear naked choke, and it's all set, man.
Yeah.
Once he hears black belt, I have a feeling he'll back off a little bit.
Colonel, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, well, I can't follow up that now, but no, just music plays an important part in my life on the daily, as it does other people. I know you, like I said, we're going back to you saying when you're getting your headspace, you have a playlist. What are some of the songs on said playlist? I got to know.
Oh man, so it changes per character, right? Because we're tapping into different things. I don't think I had a Jasper playlist. I think I don't even really. I think I just kind of was chilling out for Broil. Let's see if I still have it. Actually, I might.
Broil would be a very interesting playlist for that character.
Broil had a lot of Les Mis on it. I have no clue why. But let's see if I still have it. I'm so curious. Let's see, library playlist. No, we don't. Okay. One of the updates took it away. But yeah, I think they have like Les Mis on it. I don't know. There's some like something about like sometimes like tonality and different notes hit you, and you just kind of like, oh, like this makes me feel a certain way. I played a lot of music because it was a long drive to and from set for Camp Pleasant Lake. So I played a lot of I don't even know what I was listening to at that time, but man, anything like there are times for me when it's classical music. There are times when it's, you know, rock, rap, depending on what I have to feel or what I feel the character is into, or just some certain things. Like there's even, you know, I'm like really into that like cheesy trailer music where they remix like, you know, remix songs. And you're like, you know, it's a remix of some, I'm into that. But it's like, I can't really narrow down exactly what it is because I go through such phases. I'm so, you know, dead set on a phase, and then I play it out and then I don't listen to it. And then 2 years later, I'm like, oh man, I go back to that phase. But yeah, it depends on what feelings I need to get into or what I need to open up out of myself, you know?
Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I know we got to let you go pretty soon, but I have one more question for you, I believe. 2 features that we see on IMDb that we know you have coming out soon include Man Goes on Rant and Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about these and when we can expect those as well?
Man Goes on Rant is screening at its first festival tomorrow, actually. And Man Goes on Rant is a story about this man who during the pandemic goes down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories from 9/11 to COVID and makes a documentary about it as he tries to cope with his own sense of loss and grief. And it's a really, really, really interesting movie. It's really well done. It's his writer director Peter Pardini, and it's one of the cooler things I've done in a while. I'm really it's cool to have these kind of back-to-back Camp Pleasant Lake and then this. They're very different, but it's a wild, quirky indie, and it's a cool role. Yeah, I'm really proud of that one. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, basically it's about that, and it's a really interesting, fun storyline, and you know, you kind of see this guy go a little crazy. And then Cottonmouth is a Western with Ron Perlman and Esai Morales, and it's a cool little script. I have a small little role in that, and that was cool. That was out here in Oklahoma, so that's first time shooting out here. There's a lot of stuff coming out here.
There has been the last several years, and it looks like it's just getting better. You know, when
I'm hoping that like on the producing end, I can bring more out here. I really like it out here. It feels definitely feels like home.
Yeah, they have a good film rebate.
I was gonna say a tax incentive has to be some kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, they've got a pretty big one. It's not. I don't think it's quite as good as Georgia's, but it's pretty good.
It's solid.
Yeah. So. Well, excellent, man. I'm looking forward to checking out the film tomorrow. Camp Pleasant Lake is on video on demand tomorrow. So everybody out there watching, go and check it out.
Select theaters around. If you want to be really cool, find a theater if you're close to it. Go see it there.
Yep.
Yeah, always more fun to go see it in a theater. But yeah, I appreciate everyone checking it out. Who checks it out? But I had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you have a lot of fun watching it.
All right. Well, BK has some closing words for you. He says, "Get some Slayer in your life. It makes murder pleasant."
Got it. I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna take that down right now.
All right, man. Well, hey,
thank you, man.
Thank you again for joining us, and best of luck with the film. And welcome to Oklahoma. And if you're ever in the need for some cheese fries, come on up to Stillwater, and I'll meet you at Eskimo Joe's, and we'll have a good old time.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Bye.
Jonathan Lipnicki, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty cool cat.
That was good. But wait. There's more. You thought we were done. We're not done, folks. It's so weird that he lives in Oklahoma City, though. I will say that.
I saw that, but you know, and I was looking at something that said he moved from LA and he just kind of drifted around and ended up in Oklahoma City. And I was like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Oh, Oklahoma.
We don't have that one anymore.
We don't? Oh well, never mind.
It'll be put back. Don't worry.
You guys are already like ruining the surprise here. But I guess we already talked about it. But yeah, Patricia's like Orlando. Bill's like the man, the myth, Orlando. Up next. Yes. Okay, fine. We won't even mess around with it anymore. He's been a fan of the DCS for years. He's a camp counselor. He's been in 13 Fanboy and Reunion from Hell. And he's also in Camp Pleasant Lake. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Orlando Rodriguez.
Orlando.
And he's wearing the DCS shirt. There he goes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, this is the shirt that I won on from Curse Your Luck.
Curse Your Luck.
Yep. Yeah. So
it's also the only photo of him on IMDb is him wearing that shirt.
Yeah, actually it is. When they announced it, when they announced that I was going to be part of the cast of Camp Pleasant Lake, I wore this shirt as the photo that was going to be on the interview. So
yeah, I saw that and I appreciated that a lot. So
yeah,
thank you, man.
I was actually going to go ahead and wear the camp counselor shirt that I wore for Camp Pleasant Lake, but unfortunately it's packed up for the winter. So
nah.
That's all right.
Well, the good news is Orlando Spring's right around the corner, and you can break that bad boy back out.
Yeah, well, right. today here in Aurora, Illinois, home of Wayne's World. What you would call it? It was very nice, 65, 69 degrees. So
unseasonably warm, wasn't it?
Yeah, and tomorrow's going to be 75. So
yeah, we were close to 90 today. It was ridiculous. Yeah,
man, it was like 71 degrees today. I'm sweating my ass off outside. Like, it's hot out here.
I was stuck. Yeah. I had to take my kid to the fucking doctors, and the appointments are all way off. I was in there all fucking day. Missed it all.
I had to turn the AC on in here the other day or yesterday. So I probably should have done that before we started doing the show with the lights and everything, but I did not think about that ahead of time. So Orlando, first off, it's about damn time you joined us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We come to Chicago, and he disappears.
Well, we'll get into that.
Well, to be fair, I would have bailed on you guys too. I've been like, yeah, I'll meet you there.
Well, when I saw when I saw the who was it? Was it not Crank? Zigzag. He had posted about, I think he said that either Philadelphia or Detroit had the best pizza.
Oh yes, yeah.
No, big mistake. Chicago has the best pizza. Sorry, New York. Sorry, Philadelphia. Sorry, Detroit. You're all your pizzas suck.
Oh, you're gonna break it. You're gonna break out all the comments tonight, aren't you? You're just trying to push that button.
We're not gonna.
Orlando's been holding on to that one for quite some time, Zach. That was personal.
I have.
Oh boy, yep. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you come to find Death Curse Society in the first place? Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
So the way that I began with wanting to be in horror pictures was actually when Deborah Voorhees started the idea for 13 Fanboy, and I was part of a group that she had put together, and she wanted to see if we wanted to be a part of 13 Fanboy, and so I jumped on the bandwagon, especially since I knew she was in Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, so. And then, of course, Ron Sloan and everyone else that joined the cast. I just wanted to be something that I considered was going to be epic, and then along with that, then I started seeing the posts for Camp Pleasant Lake. For Death Curse Society, and I was like, oh, what's this about? So I'm always on Facebook. I was click. And then I saw that you guys had reviews about movies and stuff like that. And I think, to me, now I don't know about you guys, but to me, it was basically when I felt like you guys were beginning to do Death Curse Society. And it sounded very interesting. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tune in every Monday, and I stayed, so I love the interviews and everything that you guys have had, with other actors, and also the reviews that you guys do, like on a weekly basis.
Right.
I don't agree with some of them, but I mean, if I had to select one person who I think has the best judgment about horror movies, I think it has to be Colonel.
Oh, Colonel?
Yeah, I like that Colonel is very, he knows what he wants to see, and he knows what the audience expects out of a movie. And the thing is that, if the movie's gonna be a piece of crap, he's not gonna go ahead and hold back. He's gonna go ahead and give them, the proper words to go ahead and identify what he thinks about that movie. So, but yeah, that's basically how I came on board to look at DCS every week, and then I decided to go ahead and become a camp counselor for you guys. So I love doing that. I mean,
we appreciate
it goes towards like you guys improving more and more and more and more every time that you guys are on the screen and everything. And it's one hell of a show. I can't talk anything bad about it. So.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it.
You were there. You were with us before we were doing the live shows. I think you were watching us when we were doing the taped show still.
Yep, I think so.
Yes, I think I was.
Yeah,
I think I was. And then I know that you guys go to these conventions. Like Days of the Dead, which it looks like you guys are coming to Chicago.
Yes, we are.
Oops! Did I open up say something I wasn't supposed to?
No, you're
right
fine
there
to
in the
say it.
corner. It's on the screen.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be there. I'll probably go ahead and go watch you guys.
Well,
I should hope so, because now you've got to back up. Now I need the Chicago pizza. I need to be shown. This needs to be proven, because there's things here. I'm telling you, man.
You know what? Zigzag. I'm going to go ahead and put my money where my mouth is, and I will take you to one of the best pizza places that exist in the city of Chicago, and it does not have to be a name brand pizza.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't want who knows. If
it's right, the pizzeria, no, screw that. You got to go to these mom and pop pizza places that have the best pizza. And growing up, I remember that the pizza that people would like didn't come in a cardboard box. It came in those paper bags, with the boot of Italy and the Italian flag right behind it.
I'll follow you anywhere, man. Just lead me. I'm following.
There we go.
Get there.
You got it.
You know me. I'm all about the mom and pop places anyway.
Baby.
So
Yeah, I'm down for that. I was wanting to go check out Kuma's, but screw that.
Yeah, no, pizza and beer on me. So
hey,
all right,
love it.
Colonel, you want to jump in here with a question?
Yeah. So Orlando, since we're previewing Camp Pleasant Lake, do you have any fun stories from set that you can share without spoilers? Because I'm looking forward to this movie. I'm supporting you, Orlando.
Yeah,
get me into this movie without any spoilers, man.
Yeah, so one thing I'm going to say is that I heard Jonathan Lipnicki say that the hours were like really long, and they were brutal, especially because it was freezing cold in the middle of the night. There was one shoot I remember, which I was done filming, but one of my friends, Saja Lee, who is in the United Kingdom, he was part of the film as well, and he had to shoot his scene. Excuse me, and so while waiting for him, I got so tired that I went to the car and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, the sun was coming out, and they just wrapped up filming at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
So that's one of the what we call it, a not so funny one. And you know, I feel bad for Tom Walton, who was just on earlier. We were filming a scene, and the place was full of yellow jackets.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, even in the pool. If you went to the pool in the morning, you found yellow jackets just floating around the pool.
Ugh.
So so Tom Walton is allergic to bees, and while we were filming the scene, all we hear is like, "Ow, ow!" And then he just drops his clipboard that he had, and he's like, "Cut!" And he's like upset, and then he had to go ahead and sit down because he was stung by a yellow jacket.
Oh no!
Where he was standing, and so we had to stop shooting while he got attended to. Ambulance came, you know, made sure he was okay and everything, you know. But you know, thankfully he was okay. It was, like I said, it wasn't funny because I hate bees. You know, I'm allergic to bees myself. But you know, bees come towards me one way, I run the other. So, but you know, yeah, he got stung by one, and so we had to go ahead and wait until he was, you know, all better because he was really hyperventilating.
Oh man, yeah.
He got stung. I'm not sure if he probably remembers that. I remember it because I was like, oh man, I was like, better, you know, sorry, Tom, I'm going to apologize right now. Better you than me.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I wouldn't have been out going, ow, ow. I was like, what the fuck?
I guess you guys won't be working on a Candyman reboot anytime in the near future.
No, I don't think so.
Well, what was it, Orlando, that first attracted you to horror? Was there a first movie that got your attention when you were younger, and kind of how have you grown into it now as an adult?
Yeah. So back in the 80s when there was a cable company called On TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you heard it, but they were gonna. It was the premiere of Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yep.
And I had, and they were going to do a double feature because it was going to be Friday the 13th and the premiere of Friday the 13th Part 2. And I was one of those kids that always went to the video store and looked at the back of the box. And I remember looking and seeing the pictures, you know, of like Amy Steele with a pitchfork in her hand, kind of just like staring. Yes, that one. And then the couple in the bed, you know, where you see the spear, and on the back of the box, you could see the spear going through the guy's body and the blood. And I was like, man, do I really want to watch that? And I was like, you know what, it looks cool. So I asked my mom if I could go watch it in the basement with my stepbrothers and my uncle, and her words were no. So, you know, and of course, since I was only like about 10 years old, you know, I did what mom told me to do. So fast forward to when I joined the military and I was in permanent, my permanent duty station. Not only did I watch Friday the 13th Part 1, I watched Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4 all in one night with a big old pizza and a 2-liter of Coca-Cola. And I watched from the evening until daylight the next day.
Nice.
And then I went to bed because I was scared shitless.
Well, Ziggy, what do you got?
How do you know how long the entire shoot was for Camp Pleasant Lake?
It was, I think it was like about 10, 15 days.
I was going to say, I know when it's a short, maybe 2-week schedule like that, they're going to cram in, they're going to do some all day, all night shoots.
Yeah.
Like that, so.
Yeah. It was, you know, basically they shot in the afternoon. I want to say like maybe like around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the shoots could go up to like 1, 3 o'clock in the morning. And the latest went up to 6 a.m. So yeah, there were some long days and nights on the set. So
Yeah, again, it's something we've been really good at picking out when we talk to these people. Thomas clearly has that gear, that extra gear, that motor, and he don't take his foot off the gas. It's
no. Tom, he was a great director, and the crew was fantastic. Adam Worth, who I had the pleasure of working with again on Bikers versus Werewolves just a few weeks ago. It was astounding working with Adam Worth.
Nice.
He was the first AD on Bikers versus Werewolves, and I think he was the first AD on Camp Pleasant Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, on Camp Pleasant Lake. So it was great working with him as well. And of course the cast. I got to meet Michael Pare, and I saw Robert Lasardo, but I didn't interact with him. I think he kind of scares the hell out of me.
He seems like he scares the hell out of a lot of people, though.
Yeah, and then I saw him again on Bikers versus Werewolves, which he's also going to be in.
Oh.
And he was, I had just started eating something, and he says to me, "Hey, how are you doing, bud?" I was like, So he's like, "Oh," he goes, "I understand." So I was like, just walk away, like slowly. Step away from the tattooed man, he seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah. Well, you in Camp Pleasant Lake, you play Hector. Is there anything you can divulge about your character and tell us how you got the role in the film?
So the way that I got the role in the film is that Tom Walton reached out to me, and he had asked me if I would like to come aboard, because I told him that I was in 13 Fanboy and Reunion from Hell. And so he's like, would you like to come aboard on Camp Pleasant Lake? He goes, "I have a role for you." He goes, the character would be, his name would be Hector. And I was like, okay. I was like, then he told me, you're going to have about 9-10 lines. So I was like, oh, great. That's going to be fun, trying to memorize everything that I need to go ahead and say. I don't want to give any spoilers away,
right?
Like, Tom Walton did, or, like Tom Walton said, or like Jonathan Lipnicki just finished saying a few minutes ago. But Hector, he is one of the camp counselors. Going back 20 years to when little Echo was dropped off at the camp, Hector's one of the kids that basically makes fun of Echo and and her little mask that she made. So then when the Rutherfords, played by Michael Pare and Maritza, and I can't pronounce her last name, Bartsiak. Sorry, Maritza. When they decide to open up the camp, they bring along they hire the kids that were at the camp 20 years before. So, yeah. So
interesting.
And of course, Hector. He's. I wanted to go ahead and play him like just being myself. Not anything special. So he seems kind of smart, but a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say, he's gay, so basically you can say he's gay, but he's not, just like me, not effeminate, Hector hides a little secret, that is part of the story. So
Good.
I can't say
All right.
more. That's that.
Yep, that's
So,
don't have to go any deeper. That's good. See, I was going like, boy, I hope he's doing a little bit more than just comic relief. You know, the guy that's gonna come in and drop the one-liner and sashay out.
No, Hector has a little secret along with everyone else. So
cool.
Okay. All right. Well, this is your third feature after 13 Fanboy and Reunion from Hell.
Yeah.
What made this one different than the previous films that you had worked on?
I think that the fact that I had more lines was one of the big differences in how I approached the movie.
Okay.
And also the cast. And I'm not only talking about the main, like the main characters, the main actors, like Michael Pare or Bonnie Aarons. I'm talking about the other actors that I met,
right?
Who like me decided to come on board. There's Carissa Goebel and Erica Dyer and and many others. That I just feel that when we came together, we were so determined to make this movie as one of the best movies that Tom Walton can have, that we became like family, and we're still in touch today, many of us, and so I think that the camaraderie and the fact that, that we had a lot of lines together and everything, the scorching heat and, and trying to get away from those damn Yellow Jackets, is what basically made it, it was a very exciting thing to do. So
interesting. All right. Ziggy, what else you got for Orlando here?
Orlando, be careful with this one. Were you present on set for some of these gore gags and stuff, some of the effects? Did you see anything that tell us something we got to see? I mean, not necessarily specifically, but like, oh, we got some smart gags here. You're going to want to see this. And how much blood have we gone through? How many buckets of blood are
you're going to see a lot of blood. I can tell you that.
Yep.
You're going to see a lot of blood. You're going to see, you're going to see hatchets and knives and, and there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be plenty of blood. I can assure you that. So it's, buckets of blood. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I can guarantee you.
All right.
I'll say this in the trailer, like they give you a couple of good shots, and then I did see one where it looked like a good CGI shot, but it wasn't too bad. But I mean, the other ones looked all practical, so I think I was happy with what I saw in the trailer. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. There's one. I know there's one kill on the trailer, and because it's on the trailer, I can go ahead and probably speak about it without any problem. Where one of the girls, Anne Marie Olsen, who also plays one of the camp counselors, she gets her throat slashed, and you see her bleeding. So that was fun working with her too. So, just like like you see some of the death scenes in the trailer, be prepared for more. I can guarantee you.
Well, Tom said he killed like 40, 45 people in this movie. So that's a bunch.
There was a huge kill. So, and I always tell people, I can't tell you, the one question that I get from people a lot is, did you get killed? Did you die? I'm like,
I can't answer that.
Why should I tell you that? You're going to go see the movie, and it's like, I can't tell you if I die or not. Maybe I'm the killer. You never know.
Never know.
We know the chances though are 99% that you probably get killed.
Yes.
No, I can't say yes.
Okay. Well, here you go, Orlando. Here's my question for you then. On a future project, how do you wish to be killed? Because since we don't know if you're killed in Camp Pleasant Lake or not.
How would I like it to get killed?
Yes.
You know what? Very good question. I think that because I just filmed Bikers vs. Werewolves, And so, not to give anything away, but I was in I'm in the opening scene of the movie. So that should probably tell you everything. But if I was ever to be in another movie, I think I would love to get speared right through the chest.
Classic. I appreciate that. That's a good one.
Or even like one of the iconic scenes from Friday the 13th that I remember is how this guy was what's his name? Crosby. I forgot his first name.
Harry Crosby?
Yes, Harry Crosby. How his character Bill was hung with with arrows basically.
The arrows, yep.
To the back of the door. I would love something like that, But I would love to have them show when the killer shoots the arrow and takes out another one and shoots again, and just keeps on shooting me until he or she is satisfied.
You're gonna have to do it like that now in the world of Terrifier and stuff like that. So,
yeah. So,
me personally, I think the most heinous thing of any kill in Friday the 13th is when old Jimbo he's crucified on the door and he gets ripped down.
Oh yeah,
that was always oh my fucking god, man.
Well, I mean, he didn't feel it though.
I know, but it's still just
No.
That's a cringer, man.
Well, when Lawrence Monason got killed in part 4, I still can't see I can't watch the scene where he gets stabbed in the back of the head through the projector screen. Every time I know that he's like going like this, I'm like, okay, time to turn my eyes the other way. So.
Orlando, it seems like you came into acting a little later in life. Did you do any acting when you were younger? And if you did, what were some of your roles that you did when you were younger?
I only like school plays.
Stage.
That counts.
So when I was in 7th grade, the teacher put on a performance of The Mikado by Gilbert and Sullivan, and I played one of the gentlemen from Japan. As a matter of fact, I got the role of the idiot who, while the other gentlemen from Japan were on stage already, I'm like looking around like a big buffoon, and then I noticed that they're all up there. I go up there, and then what happened during one of the plays that we put on of The Mikado, I couldn't take my fan out to go ahead and like fan myself like everyone else. And while everyone else was fanning themselves, I was trying to pull out the fan from my sash. And when they were done, I pulled it out, and instead of fanning myself, I just went ahead and put it down on the ground, and I just kept going along with where they were at. And after the play was done, the teacher, he looks at me, he goes, "And you?" I was like, "Oh shit, what did I do?" And he goes, "What you did up there?" He goes, "Kudos to you." He goes, "Congratulations." He goes, "Because you weren't able to take out the fan, but when you did, you went ahead and you kept going and you didn't stop. It seemed like it was all part of it." And one of the teachers even came out, and not teachers, excuse me. One of the parents was like, "Yes." She was like, "You did a great job, Orlando." So that's how I got my interest in wanting to act, And then when I told my mother that I wanted to be an actor, she's like, "No, you're going to go to school to be a doctor." She goes, "And if you don't become a doctor, you can probably become a priest." Yeah, like that's going to happen, So, But one thing I want to point out, when I was doing one of my scenes, Michael Pare, and I was very proud of myself when he did this. He came up to me and he goes, "That was a fucking awesome job that you did."
Nice.
In that scene. And after you guys see the movie, I'll tell you what scene that is, because I can't tell you now.
I'll look for it for sure. For sure.
But, for Michael Pare to come up to me and say, great job to someone who doesn't have the acting chops like he does, that was very good of him. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, living in we're near Chicago, at least, or in Aurora. You know, Illinois is pretty famous, and Chicago is pretty famous, especially for its theater troops. Have you thought about getting involved with any of those up there, or are you? I mean, I don't know.
Actually, I do belong to something. I am a member of the Wheaton Theater in Wheaton, Illinois. And also, as a matter of fact, that's where I'm going to, in that city, Wheaton, Illinois, is where I'm going to go tomorrow to see Camp Pleasant Lake at the Studio Movie Grill, because like Tom Walton had said, there's they had a contract with Studio Movie Grill, and I lucked out because there's one in Wheaton, Illinois, which is about 13 miles from my house.
Nice. Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I'm going to go tomorrow with a friend of mine from elementary school. She's driving down from Wisconsin to come see the movie with me. She actually had seen 13 Fanboy with me when we did it in theaters, when it came out in theaters as well. Nice. And so this is the second time that she's supporting me with one of my movies.
That's good.
Her and her husband. So shout out to Marisol and Eric, and then my partner Dan. Shout out to you, Dan. They're gonna all go see the movie with me tomorrow. So
that'll be good. That'll be good.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. But yeah, Wheaton Drama. I'm part of their group, and when a good play comes out, I'm thinking about going ahead and auditioning. Now, one thing that I do know is that Chicago Fire and Chicago PD. I don't know if you guys heard of those shows.
Yes.
They're on CBS. They do a lot of casting for locals. So I'm thinking about doing some headshots and sending them to.
Hell yeah, man!
It's paid gig, you know, $126, sometimes $300.
Yep.
You know, so might as well go ahead and get the money. You know, no offense to Jonathan Lipnicki, but I'm going to go ahead and steal this line. Show me the money.
Yep, there you go.
You know, so.
Yeah, we were like,
we were told not to bring up anything about Jerry Maguire. So.
Sorry.
Well, no, while he was on.
While he was here.
He was on.
All right.
So
I could see it Orlando on Chicago Fire Department. You know, the fire. He'd be like the butcher or something, or the
the butcher. What the hell?
Like he'd be like that kind of character. You know, where they come. They got to interview him and stuff, and he comes at him with the hard Chicago. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yo, I don't know what happened. I just found the guy dead in the gutter.
There you go. You got to be the one that finds the body. Yeah. Let's go get some real pizza over here.
Let's go get some real pizza.
I don't want to open Detroit stuff. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't want to open up that can of worms again, because there literally were like 40 comments that went by just pizza. You'll have to go back and look at
that later. Yeah.
Almost like a Little Caesars fucking commercial.
Yeah.
I think FaZe even had to get in there and like, all right, this discussion about pizza is great, but anybody got any questions?
Yeah.
Just like 260 comments, probably 160 of them are pizza.
Yeah. You know, and I just wanted to throw this out there. Bikers versus Werewolves.
Yes.
That's going to be an awesome movie as well. So
yeah, that was in my list to ask you about. When is that coming out?
We don't know yet. It's just on the editing floor right now. So.
Okay. And they've still got an Indiegogo still going, right?
Did they finish that? I think they stopped it already.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah,
FaZe, can you check that? And if it's still running, will you share the link, please?
For sure. Hey, or I'll say this, man. Werewolf movies, you got to get that werewolf right.
Yeah.
I hope he looks good.
For Orlando, without spoiling it, do the werewolves look good?
The werewolves look excellent.
Awesome.
Okay.
I mean, let's put so I'm 6 feet tall. We're talking about a werewolf that's probably like about 6'6", 6'7" in height. So
all right, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking terrifying right there.
Yeah.
Big one.
So yeah, and Michael Sue, the Mahal brothers, Michael Mahal and Sonny Mahal, they're great. You know, it was great working with them. I think that if they had another movie, if the Mahal brothers had another movie, I would go ahead and definitely work for them again. And of course, Adam Worth, as the first AD, I would work with him as well. And
would you work with Tom?
If the script was right and I had a bigger role, yeah, I sure would.
Cool.
I sure would. Because he, I remember when one of Tom's movies came out. I think it was Room 9.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people I heard were putting it down, and the thing is that not everyone's going to go ahead, and just to go off words of Tom Walton, not everyone's going to go ahead and like a certain movie,
Right.
I mean, if you don't like it, hey, that's your judgment. If you do like a movie, that's great, but we just can't please everybody,
Correct. And like I looked it up. The
Have you
tomato
seen
meter
Room
had it at like 60%, which is fresh, So
yeah.
Have you seen Room 9?
I have not either. So, but just it's like, and I think it's on. It might be.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah. So I might go ahead and give it a go. So, and then of course there's the other one that just came out. They Turned Us Into Killers.
Yep.
That looks really good too.
That one looks interesting too, but I've seen some reviews that are panning it as well.
Yeah. And the thing is that you can't, I mean, there's a lot of these movies that you watch on Tubi. I've heard people say, "Oh, this movie is terrific. I love it." And then I put it on. Once I see that it's like a B, like one of these B cheap movies where like people start speaking and then you hear their voice after they stop, I immediately go ahead and shut off. I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this.
Well,
I mean, so now, like, for example, you had one, Crank, you had one that you, and I remember I wanted to go ahead and tell you this. You had asked me to give you my opinion about they/them.
Right.
So that movie sucked.
Yeah. Well, okay. That leads me into a question, man. You kind of brought it up.
Yeah.
Your character Hector in Camp Pleasant Lake is gay.
Yeah.
How do you feel that gay characters are portrayed in films, even these days? Is it getting better? Is it staying level, or is it getting worse? Because
I think
them was terrible when it came to that. In my
the premise was terrible.
The premise, though, leading into it, the setup was fucking great in that movie, but it did not deliver, I think, at all.
And while you're explaining this, I want you to break into a musical number like they did in They Them.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. So when I started watching they/them, the only thing that I'm going to be totally honest. I mean, I'm part of the LGBTQ community,
right,
but I was more interested in the straight characters than I was in the gay one. and the thing is that they just seemed so stereotypical. I mean, sure, they have the butch lesbian, and they have the effeminate male, and so on and so on. But the thing is that, being, to me, being gay or lesbian or bisexual, transgender, whatever you want to be, you don't have to go ahead and wear or try to go ahead and portray them in a movie where they're wearing their sexuality on their sleeves. I want to go ahead and yeah, sure, okay, it's good to have a lesbian character in it, but let's not focus on the fact that she's a lesbian. Let's focus on the fact that she, like everyone else, is a human being, is a person. Feelings, reactions, things like that, good, bad. So that's what they need to focus on more. Sure, it's okay, have your your gay character, but don't make it about their sexuality. Don't make the character about their sexuality. Make it about how they live their lives just every day in society. Don't, oh, I'm queer, I'm gay, I'm bi, no, don't make that, don't center the movie around that. Center it around the fact on how that person lives their lives every day, just like any other normal person. Right. Because that's what it's all about. When I go out my door, me personally speaking, I mean, I don't have to go ahead and announce to people that, that I'm a gay man. I don't have to go ahead and wear a pride shirt or pride colors or, or go, hey girl, no, I mean, it's not about that. I just want people to look at me and say, hey, you know what? That's a good guy. That's, right. He's a good man, and forget about
you mentioned, you mentioned the stereotypes too, especially like in they/them. The stereotypes were the stereotypes from the 80s and 90s. They weren't even modernized to the current times.
Right.
So if you're going to do stereotypes, don't, like you just did, hey girl,
right.
What,
my partner's going to see this. He's going to be like, what the fuck were you doing?
You're using a stereotype that Damon Wayans used back in 1991.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, but just treat them like normal people.
right.
It's not about it's not about their sexuality. It's about how they work, they sleep, they eat, they shower, they take a shit like any other normal person. I mean, that's what so that's what I think that they should do when it comes to portraying someone from the LGBTQ community. And hey, it's great to be proud, but it's not necessary.
Right. I completely agree with you. I wanted to throw this up here real quick because FaZe did find the Indiegogo link for Bikers versus Werewolves, guys. It is in the comments, and he also says they're shooting for they need about another 8 or 9 grand for a big stretch goal that they're going for.
Yeah.
So if you got a chance, go over to Indiegogo and check that out. Colonel, you got one more question here?
All right, Orlando. What's a dream project you hope to land one day?
I would love to be in a movie like Alien.
Ooh, good one.
I would love to be in outer space and being chased the fuck around by some alien creature that's going to go ahead and tear my ass apart.
There you go. Wait. Well, there you go. Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there.
Guys,
Patricia,
that particular title might be behind the curtain at your local video store.
Patricia wants to know if you could play a monster in a movie, what type of monster would you like to play?
Simple answer. I love Dracula or a vampire.
There you go.
Growing up, I remember watching Creature Feature like a lot of people do. And my favorite was Bela Lugosi as Dracula. I was totally enamored with Bela Lugosi. So, and just the way he came across as Dracula, I would love to be either Dracula or a vampire.
Nice.
Did you see Renfield with Nick Cage?
I haven't seen it.
Say there's like a really, really cool, he does a Bela Lugosi, like they dress him like that because it all like that. You should see it. If you're a vampire fan, you'll dig that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a big Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. As a matter of fact, funny story. I just went to an antique store this weekend, and everywhere you went, there was like a sticker thing of Nicolas Cage in the antique store, and they sold Nicolas Cage stickers for I think it was like about $2 or $3. As soon as you come into the store, there's a big thing of Nicolas Cage. So
I must have one.
Yeah, and you know what? When you come to Chicago, I'll go ahead and I'll give you one.
Nicholas Cage,
one of them,
Nicholas Broil.
and you probably don't want the one that I saw.
Oh.
It was right in the front counter, but it was him in a banana, and the banana's peeled, and he's like half naked. So,
Yeah.
No, that's the one he wants. That's
That's
the one he
exactly
wants.
what he wants.
Yep. He won't say it on here, but that's what he wants. All right.
That's
Tarek has a
random.
question here also. Is there a type of role, horror or not, that you haven't played that you would really like to give a shot?
let's see here.
Besides a vampire.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see, a certain role. I think that the answer, I one role that I wouldn't want to play is I don't want to be a survivor in a movie. I want to go ahead and I want to get killed. I want to get murdered in a movie. And I think as a Latino male, I've one role that I think I would probably love to play as a killer would be Jack the Ripper.
Mm.
Ooh, yeah.
I love Jack the Ripper. So so that's the one role that I think I would go ahead and play.
I think that's one that you could actually make that would almost, it'd be so gory because of the type of murders that person did.
Mm-hmm.
If you shot, you could actually, if you did it like Braveheart style with the showing everything,
yeah,
you might have something there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, man, I have one more question for you, and we kind of basically touched on it already. But what you got plans for March 22nd through 24th?
March 22nd through 24th.
Yeah.
What day of the week is that?
That's Friday through Sunday. We're going to be up there in Chicago.
You're coming down.
So hopefully we get to see you. Maybe we can get you to try out for the live stage version of Curse Your Luck. You think you can do something like that?
Well, what you call it? Usually, I'm with my partner on the weekend, like on Saturdays. But you know what?
Bring him down.
It would be fun if he went ahead and attended the what you call it, the Curse Your Luck thing. Yeah. I would. Yeah. I'm definitely down to go. So
we would put you in a bye into one of the matches.
Oh yeah, we definitely sneak you in without having to go through the whole.
We'll pick your random. You pick your name. You're good. You're golden.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
We randomly picked the organizer of Days of the Dead.
Right. Well, we randomly picked him. Well, Tampa J did sign up. His name did come across.
Yeah.
But,
yep. Then selfie guy.
Selfie guy
2.
That one attractive lady. I think she got bumped to the top of the list at one point. But
the snorter?
No.
Yeah. Oh, not the snorter?
Not that one. Not that one. A different one. But Orlando, man, thank you for coming on and helping us fill some time here, especially since Jonathan and Thomas could not do the full show with us. But,
thank you for having me.
Best of luck on the movie, man, and keep us posted on when anything else is coming on, and when Bikers versus Werewolves is ready to release, let us know, and we'll jump on that too.
Are you kidding me?
You. I'm sorry.
We're all over it. We're all over that.
Okay. Excellent.
Orlando, I just want to say I'm happy for you, man. Just keep doing your thing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, Zigzag, and thank you, Crank, and thank you to before I came on. Everyone was, like a lot of people like Patricia and Bill, and they were like, throwing, kind words to me, and I appreciate everything that you guys said. One thing that I think as an actor, you have to stay humble. You have to be humble with everybody, regardless of who you are. You could be the biggest name actor. You could be someone just like me that is does these projects through Indiegogo, but don't let it go to your head. Don't let it go to your head. Stay cool and just be kind to everybody. That's all that matters. So I thank you guys it was an honor to be on here with you guys. I've always wanted to go ahead and be on here, and you guys have made that dream come true. Thank you.
Wow. Hey,
You're a
thank you,
legitimate
man.
actor, bro. They
Yeah.
belong
And-
here.
Well, and thank you for following, the show for so long.
Dude, and helping us out. Yeah, you've been there like almost from the beginning, and we can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah, that will not stop.
All
100%.
right. Well, we will see you in a month, sir. And and I'll see you tomorrow whenever I watch Camp Pleasant Lake.
Yeah, man. Everybody.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think, please.
Oh, absolutely.
I will. Just
all right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, Orlando.
Take
We'll see you
care.
next time.
Yeah.
Orlando Rodriguez, everybody from Camp Pleasant Lake. And that now
It is a cool mask.
It,
I'm intrigued by this thing, and I think there's more to it. There has to be more to it because that trailer shows an awful lot.
It does. Well, and Thomas even gave away like one of the first things he said, like right out of the gate. I was like, see what I mean, though?
You were right, and thank God you watched his other movie, Jonathan's other fucking movie, man. Jesus,
dude. And I'll tell you what, I'm not blowing smoke. That movie is actually very interesting. It's a different take on. It's a different take on a classic in a way, but
like I said, I think once both of those guys got on here and they realized how it was going down, they probably would have hung out.
Yeah, but I thought Jonathan's role in Broil was, at first I wasn't sure exactly what he was doing. I thought maybe he was I'll be honest, I thought maybe he was kind of overacting. But then once I started like, okay, it's a tick. It's a repetitive thing. I see it in almost every scene he's in. Okay. All right. I know where he's going with this. And
well, then he said it tonight. He was on the spectrum.
Right.
Which
and I caught that while I was watching it too, but I was like, like he kind of mentioned, you almost expect a film to shove that in your face, and hey, we got an autism person here, we got an autistic person here. You expect them to, throw it around a lot rather than the fact that they just cut it completely out of the script. So I don't know, guys, go check that movie out. It's on Amazon Prime and Tubi. And if you want to get really risky, go check out Room 9. I'm not recommending this one, but if you want to go check it out, go check it out.
There was another scoring system that goes 1 to 10 and it had a 2. But I mean, the tomato meter it's kind of a mix of what they were saying. You can't appease everybody, but you're going to get a nice mix of enough in here. When it gets a 60, it's probably going to be okay. It's not going to be great, but it'll be all right.
I'll be honest, I don't go by Rotten Tomatoes, man. I don't give a shit about that.
I don't give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes either. I don't give a shit about any of the review places except ours. Except ours.
Right. Yes, of course. Just because, just of that whole thing, it's the mix. It's a few of every group. Right. I like this. I hate this. I like this. I hate this, and it's all. Yeah.
Room 9 is interesting. It's. I'll be honest. It's a little rough.
Look at the cast.
It's his first one though. So. That's why I was asking him the question, like, what did you learn from the first one that, elevated your filmmaking for this third one? But it's an interesting watch, but it's one of those where you can kind of tell he was almost trying too many little gimmicks and tricks to make it interesting rather than just rely on the story. If I had to put a review spin on it, the story is interesting in a way. If it's not, it is a little rehashed, but with a little bit of a different twist to it. But one thing I've noticed is he has a lot of themes, like the theme of, people doing something because they have to. It seems to be a theme in his films, because in Room 9, he has a character that's like, we don't want to do this, but we have to.
I was going to read that one, but we had to let him go,
Right. and the same in at least the trailer for Camp Pleasant Lake. There's a character that does that. And then, there's also a character in Room 9 that keeps muttering over, "They turned us into killers," which ended up being the title of his next film, so
maybe that's his thing, like Sam Raimi has his fucking car in every movie. This guy's going to have his other movie titles sprinkled throughout.
Maybe he reuses a lot of themes, which is kind of interesting, but
I'm intrigued by this, man. We love a good slasher, so I mean, we got to have the blood. We need the blood. We need the good kills.
Yeah,
there'll be blood. I'm holding Orlando to his word on that.
Yep, and I think this one's definitely going to be better than at least his first one. So
find out.
And I don't
it's not playing anywhere around here. I looked.
Yeah, it's not playing anywhere around me either. But I'll rent it tomorrow and watch
it. Already looks like it's available according to this. Oh, it probably has a clock on it.
No. Yeah, Tarek is right. Thomas be like, "Yeah, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler." Oh wait, is this live? Yeah. That was pretty hysterical.
I was like going, "Oh, I mean, I don't know." When he went, "Cut, start again."
Right. Yeah. And sorry guys, I did not get to many of the comments this time around, but it like we talked about, this was a different kind of show, bringing everybody in one at a time. So we knew we had limited amount.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I don't know. Oh, hello. And sorry I could not hook you up there, Kristen, with Jonathan, but
better luck next time.
Yep, better luck next time.
Shot though, he'll jujitsu your ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that was fun.
It wasn't bad.
Anything else we need to chat about here, fellas?
I think we're good. I'm trying to go steal my kid's hot water bottle I stole from her for cramps for my fucking shoulder. So
shoulder. Okay. Did you guys
holding in the pain for a whole fucking show?
Oh, God.
Did you guys test that link I sent?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I starred the email. It's
okay. It's only good for like 2 more days. So I mean, if you want to see it,
shit, really?
Yeah, it's only good to the end of the month.
It's the end of the month. Not Thursday. God damn it.
It's not that long. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, but you should watch it, I think.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I watched it.
Ours is going to be stuck in my ass.
I think you should watch it. Both of you, because we should probably bring this up and talk about it.
We'll probably need to do a separate video about that, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
All right.
But, yeah, it's decent, man. It's Terry Kaiser steals the fucking movie.
Of course he does.
It's awesome.
Of course he does. Anyway, gang, last time I'll tell you, go see Camp Pleasant Lake tomorrow in some theaters out there, or at least on video on demand. Let's back up our buddy Orlando and, of course, our new friends Thomas and Jonathan. Thanks to all those guys for coming on the show, and thanks to you guys for watching. One more time, I want to thank our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our Crazy Ralphs, Rick and Raymond, our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, and JJ. Woo! I'm excited you guys get an extra woo tonight. And to become a member, make sure to support the DCS at deathcursesociety.com, just like that.
The brand new redesigned website.
Yep. Oh, and one more thing I will say about the website. If we share news on social media or something like that, feel free to share it yourself as well. Let's push that out there a little bit more. Get people to notice that website. So, and one last time, of course, thanks to our associate producer, FaZe. Let's bring him in.
That's not him.
That's not him. That's him.
Hey, maybe I'm the killer.
Maybe he's the killer.
Hey, it's the quiet ones you got to watch out for, man.
Wait, hold on. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's a spoiler alert. Damn.
Maybe FaZe is the killer.
Well,
what'd you think of that one there, FaZe? That actually ended up being all right, it looked like.
Yeah, it was good. I liked all 3 of them.
Yep. I can't believe Jonathan is living in Oklahoma. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why the hell would anyone choose to live in Oklahoma?
Well, at least he's not like most people that's leaving California to Texas. At least he chose Oklahoma instead of Texas, man.
Yeah.
Sounded like he was buzzing around both.
Yeah, he may be sticking around and just
he was nomad for a couple
nomad in
years.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the people in Oklahoma are a lot nicer, but you do on the other side. Texas has no state income tax, so
I
got
just
that.
Cool. He's they're making movies, they're producing, executive producing, and starring and shit, man. That's that.
Yep.
He was out of the biz for a while. We didn't even get into his teaching. He teaches acting too.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even. He was one of the producers on that Initiation that we talked about a few years back. I think 2021.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I do.
Yeah.
I do not.
Lipnicki was one of the producers on that. I'd forgotten about it, but
gotta get that.
We've got some Sons of the Forest to do here after we get off the show. So,
Sure.
Faze, you ready to jump back in the forest again?
Got to build a cabin.
Yep. There we go. That's perfect.
Yep, middle fingers for all of them. Yep.
Yes.
Oh man.
See, you ask him a question that sounds like you don't care for what the answer is, and then you let him answer that. And then you ask a question that you think yeah, I'm ready. Nope. And then you cut there. That's how we work. Anyway. Fuck. I forgot to look. What is next week? Any idea?
I was looking at this week's. Oh,
I do think I know what next week is. Ooh,
the end of the month.
I wonder if we may have to reschedule that because I think surgery happened today, so I don't know if he's going to feel up to that next week.
Well, we'll check with him.
I can say it at least.
Yeah, I mean it's scheduled.
Yeah, next week maybe. I need to check with our buddy here, but we were gonna have Peter Anthony on. Peter, if you're if you're watching, and not on crazy drugs right now, do the knee surgery.
The fuck out right now.
Draining liquid out of that motherfucker and shit.
Did you see the blood that he dumped out?
I made it about 2 seconds, and as soon as it hit the sink, I went, "Okay, that's good."
That fucking pussy. I like the gore.
I like the fake gore. The real gore bothers me, man. As I'm getting older, dude, I don't know, something's breaking down in there, dude. I don't want to see real gore.
But that's we're supposed to have Peter Anthony on to talk about his feature film Laugh that he is raising money for right now. So
another batshit crazy.
But he was supposed to have surgery last Thursday.
Yeah.
But it got delayed because of some flight issues. I think he was flying out of O'Hare, wasn't he? There.
You know what? That won't fucking surprise me one goddamn bit. If he did fly out of fucking Chicago, those fucking inept motherfuckers.
Dude, a fucking buddy of mine, he's a stand-up comic.
Fuck.
He was doing a show in Nebraska, had to fly through fucking Chicago to get there, and he had issues both fucking ways.
What the fuck, man? Why they're fucking with people, man. You don't fucking land here and then run here. You don't do that.
Anyway, hopefully Peter's feeling good enough to join us next week. We don't know yet. I'm going to check with him most of the week, and because like I was saying, he had surgery on his knee just today, so we'll see how that goes. If not, we may be juggling again. Who knows what the hell is going on our show?
Could possibly be
Wild Wild West, man. Wild Wild West podcast. You don't know what's fucking going on.
Ziggy, send them out.
Wow. I mean, that went great tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Go see Camp Pleasant Lake. Order it up on your pay-per-view. Check it out. Some of you are lucky enough to see it in a theater by you. Do that. That's even better. But yeah, man. Peter Anthony next week. I think he'll be all right by next week. He's a gamer.
He'll be all right.
He's a fucking baller, man. He'll be all right. So we'll see you for that, and just great shit coming. Chicago, 4 weeks away, coming at you live. Curse your luck. Fuck yeah. We'll see you then, Colonel.
Fuck yeah. Again, man, like I said, it's a lot of fun. Please rent this movie this weekend. Like I said, let's support Orlando. All right, let's watch this film. Thank you for joining us. I'll make this fucking short and sweet, man, because like I said, my shoulder's fucking killing me. Fellas, don't get sick. Wash your dick, because you might piss out blood, like in Wolf Cop. And ladies, don't smell like Scuba Steve. You Summer Eve. Fuck, this fucking hurts.
What is wrong? What is wrong with you, man?
The fact this shit's been fucked up for almost a week, and I get like maybe 3 hours of sleep a night. So.
Oh yeah, dude. I think I've only got a few marbles left for this summer hits. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Someone's gonna die probably. It's gonna be great.
Lovely, and we get to travel the world with you this over the summer and everything. That'll be great. Lovely, guys. One more time, thanks for watching. Go support the film Camp Pleasant Lake in theaters and on demand tomorrow if you get a chance, or at least this weekend. Back our boy Orlando, and yeah, we will see you next week with a preview of Laugh, hopefully with Peter Anthony, maybe some other guests, maybe some friends. Until then, be careful. We love y'all. Stay scared. Woo! See you next week. Woo!